In this episode, we are about just over 3 weeks away from Halloween. Lots of work to do, but I wanted to give you some updates, so let's go check out what I've been working on. So in the haunt, this is where our people line up when they're waiting for the ride. And so last year on the entrance, we used black plastic, but I've updated it for this year, so let me show it to you.
So straight ahead, that'll be black plastic. You won't be able to see in there. And then you'll go down this little hallway. And then this is where we load our passengers. We go up the little stairs. That takes you right into the cart, and you can't see back into the haunt. Next, I wanted to show you some of the progress on the track. The track is all up. And people always say, oh, you have such a big backyard. We really don't. It's a small backyard. We just wind the tracker out in there. It ends up being about a 2-minute ride. You'll notice over on the side there's a bunch of uprights that we just painted. We're getting ready to put those up. And you can just see the track is, it's not very big, but it winds around. And when we set up the black plastic walls and they weave around like that, it makes it feel like a longer ride. It takes about 2 minutes to do the whole ride. The first time we built the track, it was before we had the shed up, and I wasn't sure how close we were going to be to the shed. I would hope that it wasn't going to be quite this close, but the cart does fit through there, and we will be able to make it work.
Originally, when I built the shed and was going to have the track come close to it, I was hoping there would be more distance between the shed and the track because I wanted to put a deck right in front of it made out of pallets and put my witches on that and have their cauldron and everything. But I'm probably going to have to move that to over here in front of the shed because the track is just too close to the shed to make that work. So we'll see. You just adapt and keep on going. You'll notice behind me all those uprights that are painted black. Those weren't painted black last year, but I wanted them black because then they hide better throughout the haunt. So those are actually used. I'll create a paracord grid over this whole track, and I use those uprights to hold the paracord at the right height for where I want it. So my backyard is not level. It's not even close to level. There's bumps and things. I have dogs, they dig holes. And so one of the things I have to do is go through and make sure the whole track is stable and secure. So here's the way I do that. So the way I level the track is I have a bunch of wooden blocks that are a whole bunch of different sizes like you see right here. And then I put whatever I need to make it just the right height. And then I drill a hole with the drill through the blocks and everything. And then I use tent stakes that I get from Harbor Freight or from Home Depot. And I nail those through, and then that anchors the track. And the idea is I can walk on the track and it doesn't sway either way. And I do that for the whole track. Not every cross piece needs one of those, but I do it for the whole track to make sure that the cart is very stable on the track as it goes through, as it goes around the track. This is one of my favorite purchases for this year. It's a new animatronic from Spirit Halloween, and this is how it works.
So it's a cool prop, but a scarecrow does not really fit into my swamp theme. So I wanted to revamp him a little bit. So I pulled off the head, the shirt, and upgraded it to look more like a swamp theme. I also added a scary mask. So check this out. This is what it looks like now. So the way I'm going to use this prop is he will be sitting at the end of a dock. It'll look like he's fishing. He'll be holding a fishing pole. At the end of the fishing pole will be a severed head, and then we will manually trigger the prop to scare our guests. So this is another prop that we've had for a long time. It used to be an animatronic, but it broke, and so now it's just a static prop. But we wanted it to look more swamp-like. So I used one of my spray foam masks and some creepy cloth. And here's what it looks like now. I feel like it's definitely an improvement from the other prop to make it look more swamp-like. Still might need to do something with the hands, make the arms a little longer, but overall I'm pretty happy with how it came out. And yet another revamp. This is actually a latex mask that I wanted to use in the haunt possibly this year, but I didn't really want it to be clown. I wanted it to be more swamp-like and maybe more like a swamp monster. So I used a mixture of acrylic and latex paint and repainted the mask kind of green to make it look more like this. So I feel this looks less like a clown and more kind of like a swamp monster. And so hopefully one of my actors will use this in the haunt.
So last year in the haunt, pretty much all of our scares by our actors were just a jump scare. They'd yell boo or something like that. So we're mixing it up this year. We will still have some of that where they jump out and scare people. But now we're trying to use some other sound effects to mix it up a little bit. So one thing we will be using is an air compressor, and I'll probably show you that later when we get closer to the final haunt. The other thing I did is I took milk jugs, painted them black, and then filled them with various bolts and nuts and stuff, and that works as a really good quick scare for people. And it's just something different so that people don't have to yell all night. It's jarring, it's loud, and it's kind of like with our drop prop. When the drop prop comes down, that slam scares people. So this kind of has that same effect, and that's what I'm going for.
So this is a large wooden box that we got from work. They were going to throw it away, so we grabbed it. We're going to do the monster in a box type thing where the hands will be sticking out, it'll be chained closed, and it'll look like a monster is trying to escape.
So that's it for this video. If you like what you're seeing and want to keep up with my haunt, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so you can keep updated for future videos. It does help me a lot. And from me and my buddy here, we'll see you on the next video.